Okay, to make our washcloth, we're going to be using Knit Picks We Crochet Dishy and Worsted Weight. This is a 100% cotton yarn. I love Dishy because it's very soft and it's wound very well, so it doesn't split when you're using it. Some of the cheaper cottons tend to split when you're crocheting, so this is a really great cotton and it's not really expensive. You also get a ton of yardage for the low price. It's 100 grams and 190 yards, and I can easily make 3 washcloths, plus with tons left over. I haven't actually used a full ball yet to see how many I can make with one ball. So I'm gonna say at least 4 and maybe 5, but really, really great yarn. This is linen. I also have sun-baked and butterscotch. Beautiful fall colors, very warm. And then with that, we are going to be using a 6mm USJ hook. This one is from Furls, their resin line, which I absolutely love. They just have the prettiest resin hooks and they're so lightweight and ergonomic, but these are beautiful. I'll link to all of this so that you can go check them out if you want to use the same stuff. And then the only other thing you'll need is a yarn needle, so that way you can weave in your ends, but go get the pattern in the description below and we'll get started. Okay, to start the nitty-gritty washcloth, we are going to do a slip knot on our hook and we're going to chain 25. Now when you're chaining for this project, try to keep it the same size as your hook. It is cotton, so it can get stretched out, and if you're making them very big, it's going to distort the edge, one of your edges of your washcloth. So keep it the same size as your hook and you will have a better looking edge for this project. Okay, and here I am on my last chain. Now for the first row, we are going to just single crochet across. So we're going to skip that first chain and single crochet into the next one. I'm going to do the back bump. I'm putting an edging on this, so I don't want to use the bottom bump. I've tried that before and it makes it really difficult to work into the foundation chain. For some reason, it just makes the stitches really tight. So work into the back loop and it will be easier to work your edging into the front loop as you go around at the end. So again, we're just single crocheting across. This is kind of a setup row. This is created so that we have a more dense edge on this side for our edging, because we're actually going to be skipping stitches for this pattern. And if we skip stitches on the chain row, it just looks weird. It's not a great looking edge for that edge once you put your edging on it. Lots of edges. So just keep single crocheting and then we'll get into the actual pattern repeat. Okay, last chain, my last single crochet. And now we're ready for our pattern repeat. And this is going to be the same for every row after this. So very simple. I love these kind of patterns, sit in front of the TV. But we're going to chain one. We're going to skip that very first stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet twice into the stitch after. So 1 single crochet, go back in, and 2 single crochets. Then we're going to skip the next stitch. So I told you we're going to skip stitches, and then we're going to do the same thing in the next one, 2 single crochets. And that's what we're going to repeat across. Skip 1, 2 in the next. Nice and easy. One thing to note, I've given gauge on this, but if you want to adjust the size or not worry about gauge, I will go over how you can just keep going. If you want it to be a square, how to figure that out. So once we get further into this, I'll show you what I mean. But if you want to make it wider, so say you want to make a dish towel out of this to complement your washcloth, you will just add in multiples of 2. So just, you have 25, oops, I'm about to do a double crochet. You have 25 starting chains right now, but just add 2 in multiples of 2. So 27, 29, whatever, until you get the width that you want. If you want to make a towel or anything, or even a giant blanket, whatever you like. We're almost to the end here. Okay, I've got 2 more sets of 2. So this very last stitch almost doesn't look like a stitch because it's those skip chains, but you need to work 2 stitches into that very last stitch. So you skip that one and then 2 into this last one. Get under both of those. Then your round 2 is complete. And you'll see that edge is nice and even and across by going the size of my hook. Now I'm just going to continue to do that. I chain 1, skip that first stitch, and work 2 into the next. So that's going to be all we do for the entire pattern. So you get nice and familiar with increasing. And then we'll come back for the edging and I will show you how to make a square without having to check gauge. Nothing fancy, you probably already know it once you see it, but I'll come back near the end and we'll go over that. Okay, I've finished the last row of the body of the washcloth and I still have lots of yarn left. This is my 4th washcloth that I made in this color. I am going to do a single crochet border around, so I'll show you how we do that. But quickly, I'll go over how to make sure this is a square if you don't want to make gauge. Basically, as you're working, just turn it into a triangle every once in a while and see how it's lining up. Once it lines up, you should have a nice square that if that's what you're going for. Otherwise, keep going if you want a rectangle. But we are going to put our border on this now. Okay, and so to do the border, we're going to do another single crochet in that same last stitch that we just did. And that's going to make our corner stitch, and then we're going to do 1 more to make our turn. Then we're just going to evenly work into the side of the project. And actually, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to do my loop first. You could put it in any corner, but I'm going to do it here just so we can get that over with. So for the hanging loop, we're going to chain 16 tightly. And I did it tightly because that's all that the loop is going to be, is some chain stitches. So I don't want them all loopy everywhere. You can make more or less depending how big you want your loop to be, but to finish it, we're going to slip stitch into the very first chain that we made. That way the loop is nice and tight and close together instead of doing like a single crochet into our next stitch. So we're going to do our 3rd corner stitch here, our 3rd stitch into the same final stitch that we did, and now we have our turn and our loop. And now we're going to do our border stitches. So this is kind of trial and error. Sometimes you want enough stitches so that it lays flat and doesn't pucker, but you don't want too many stitches where it's going to ruffle. So depending on where you start, you may have to work backwards. Like right now, I kind of have the pucker, like it's stretching it out a little bit too much. So I want to put my stitches a little bit closer together, but not too close, because then you'll have a ruffle and it won't lay flat and nice. So this is very like, take your time, find the spot that kind of works perfect, and then kind of stick with that spot. And as you come to each corner, you're going to work 3 stitches in each corner to make that turn until you get back over to the very beginning, and then you'll join. So I'm going to keep working around and I'll see you when we get done with the border. Okay, here I am near the end of the border. And for my final stitch, I'm just going to slip stitch in the very first stitch that I made here. And you'll see I still have yarn left over, so these have tons of yardage. So I'm just gonna weave or fasten off and then weave in my ends. But that is our finished washcloth with our hanging loop, which is totally optional. You can just leave that off if you don't want it. But I love these for any time of year. It's great to get colors that match the holidays or seasons and just make a bunch of them and use them throughout the house. I hope you enjoyed this project. I would love to see what you make. Go ahead and look at my description and they'll see all my socials if you want to tag me. But I am Deja with Knit and Crochet Ever After, and thank you for watching.